Итак, всем здравствуйте, всем добрый день, вечер, смотря что у вас на дворе. Стрим идет, потому что я посмотрел. Совершенно ненанатный аккаунт. Вообще ни разу у меня луна закончилась уже давно. Так. Во-первых, забираем почту, как обычно. Как обычницкий ритуал. Всего 90 смолы, поэтому сегодня мы ее тратить не будем. Какая радость. Идем на ежедневные испытания. Кофе готов, печеньки готовы, все зашибись. Сегодня надо будет проходить сюжет все-таки, чтобы открыть ежедневные задания в Фонтейне, чтобы побольше бегать там. А все мои постоянные зрители похожи в школе. Шикарно. Так, незаметно крадем. В смысле? Так, отлично, один припас есть. Совершенно незаметно украденный. Сейчас совершенно незаметно Аяка прокрадется туда. Совершенно незаметно. Ой, блин. Зашибись, Аяку заморозили в итоге. Яу. Все? Можно меня забрать? Отлично, замечательно, превосходно. Превосходненько, отступаем. Я такой думал, может сегодня какую-нибудь другую игру запустить. Но не, нужно все-таки сюжет добить здесь, чтобы он не отвлекал. Лобым. Это было все. Так. Так. Мы на подземной карте, как я понял. Которая переключается той же кнопкой, что ее и двигать. Шикарная оптимизация, шикарная просто. О, призраки! А призраки мне нужны. Пам-пам-парам-пам. 30. Шикардосина, шикардосина. Ну-ка, ребятки, сюда все. Ловите медузу, ловите шпажку и заморозить нахер. Ай. Все. Шикардосина, шикарненько. Где еще? Ну вот мимо этих я точно пройти не могу. Здорово, пацаны. Ловите медузу. Ловите вот эту штуку. Ловите ульту Аяки. А то ветви артерий земли всем нужны. О, это опять летать нужно. Да, кстати, почему у меня хлопушка стоит, а не сбор этих самых растений? Что это такое? Так, награды поручений. Все, это все поручения были. Все довольно simple. Поэтому мы делаем 2 густых смолы. У нас же больше нету запасных смол. О, я знаю, где есть в чайнике. Там как раз все выросло. Так, тут новые испытания. Па-пара-пам-пам-пам. Так, отряд нужен уже фонтейновский. Итак, фонтейновский отряд у нас состоит из Кокоми, всеми любимого деда, стяжки и растяжки. О, все. Команда Фонтейн. Блин, до сих пор 9-очки. 9-очки это мало. Открывай свою сокровищницу и давай мне опыт. Точнее, смолу сначала, а потом уже... священное масло. Все. Спасибо большое, все. Теперь дед должен собрать урожай. Так, новые цветочки будем выращивать. Не знаю для кого они, но они нужны. А семян нету. О, все. О, погоди, новая неделя началась, поэтому нужно изготовить еще всяких штук. Да, изготовить декор. Давай изготовим с тобой декор. Что у меня не изготовлено? О, тележка. Раз. Тележка. Раз. Что-нибудь простенькое. Изгородь 2, изгородь 3, изгородь 4, изгородь 5. Все. Господи, парится прямо. Так, где у нас быстрее всего можно дать ежедневки? В Манштате? Естественно, блюдо надо приготовить. Приготовьте 20 блюд. Дорблюд. Спасибо. Я не понял, что за 1 час? Что за десинхрон какой-то? Чего надо? Я могу сделать меч казаку? Нет, не могу. Жалко, жалко, жалко. Так, а что с командой опять? Почему она в чайнике одна, а здесь другая? Вот и все. Так, а заодно сейчас по дороге прихватим камней. Типу, дожди. Все, только для этого деда и брал себе. И поэтому будем его выбивать. Кстати, об выбивании деда, когда он? Через 9 часов. Накопили уже целых 70 круток на консту деду. Отлично. Замечательно. Перемещаемся в Фонтейнус. Тан-тан-тан-тан-тан-тан. Часы на силу атаки. Ну, лучше вот это будем прокачивать. Так, что у нас там по сюжету-то? Что у меня тут мелькает? Полуавтоматическая ковка? Что за бред? Почему она у меня висит? Та-та-та-ра-та-та-та-ра-та. Да, кстати, копье может новое деду сделать, оно же там на хп было. И посмотреть, как оно будет у него смотреться. Угу. Шикарно. Так, чертежи, понятно. А вот копье, вот, которое вот у нее было. Это вот это? Нет. Вот это? А, да, во, ХП. Это мастерство стихии. Вот, копье на ХП. При получении лечения персонаж устанавливает 8 единиц энергии. Ну, пофигу. Что надо, чтобы его сделать? Испытание подземелья наказания региона Семеру Фонтейн. О, я понял. Жалко. Ну и кучу камней, естественно, подводных. Так, что там с сюжетом? Погнали. Сюжетус. Должны проходить сюжет. Больше сюжета, больше сюжета.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
Oh, in that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll
Ля,
make a group
лазанья.
reservation for the rest of Spina
И
di Rosula
курочка.
next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast.
Да, приятно было с тобой общаться. Увидимся в следующем баннере.
Oh, true. Very true.
Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous...
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking! We were...
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing.
Seems Paimon...
It's all right. Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
Мы хотим кое-что выяснить. Где моя сестра?
that's true, we didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine.
Well, would you consider some more,
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Звучит как охеренная идея.
Could you suggest something a little more practical?
Alright, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed.
Во, это гораздо лучше.
In the dead of night and demand answers. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep. All right, no more joking around. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse?
Отлично, стоит попробовать. Но с кроватью вариант был лучше.
You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon.
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Моя тоже.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then.
Фонта. А может там еще спирт есть? И кула?
If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Лучше Байкал.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
Так, отлично, замечательно, превосходно. Давайте.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
Можешь парить пониже. Можешь попробовать походить.
Nah, that would be so normal. You know, like you.
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Она подсчитывает, сколько надо за безработных вот этих двоих платить. Господи.
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Это все Паймон.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine,
Ля, конечно,
you're
она
always
вот...
welcome to contact
Ну,
the
юбка,
Spina di
конечно,
Rosula.
немного такая, но
I'll give
вообще
your
она такая
request the highest
нормальная.
priority.
Все, а Яку отбрасываем в сторону. Теперь это новый дед.
In any case, I wish you smooth sailing.
See you. Все. Замечательно. Этот эпизод подошел к концу. Угу. И начался новый. Шикарный переход, кстати. Так, куда нам? 900 метров? Я что, пешком должен идти, что ли, обратно в театр? Не, я перемещусь. Когда мне будут доступны уже задания? Не эти. Поручение. Где Фонтейн? А как насчет аудиенции с Геоархонтом? Или с Дендроархонтом? Почему они, кстати, связи не могут свои использовать вообще нигде просто? Они ходят, блин, шарятся как бомжи. Вашер?
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Да, я как-то насмотрелся роликов, то что если залезть в этот фонтан и отключить звуки, то будет слышно плач. Что-то какая-то музыка... Блин, трындец. Музыка явно не под этот момент сделана. Куда я пропал? Что произошло? Почему у меня все вырубилось? О, здорово, океанида.
Вашер, are you my dear Вашер?
Нет.
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Вашер?
А ты кто?
I'm... Wait. Who am I? My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
Ну, ты когда-то была человеком? И, кстати, не в тему вопрос, но можно от тебя взять пару кусочков? Мне нужно тортика прокачать с Барбарой.
Yes, that is what I was once. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water. And then all...
Возможно, одна из растворенных девушек.
I also remember going to many places. No matter where I went, Вашер would go with me. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting.
Я его найду.
No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. The thought of me gives him no succor. If you meet Вашer, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in... If only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, is that what you call it? Dissolving. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time. And only then sees how they...
Вообще ничего не понимаю.
It's time for you to go, I think.
Пайман?
Farewell then. I am glad that you were
О,
able
привет,
to sense
челик.
my presence.
Хорошего тебе дня, хорошего настроения.
If you see...
О, ролик пошел. Что происходит, блин? Я что, Battlefield параллельно запустил? Что за ерунда? Трындец, Overwatch какой-то пошел просто. Ля, она бегает, конечно. Так, ну у нее Гео двурук, да? Что за ерунда? Почему нас арестовывают? Опа. Ля, жало. Все, пошел синематик, пошел экшен. Наконец-таки. Ля, и омники напали на всех. Ля, с пистолетом и пулеметами, наконец-таки! Ля, красота вообще просто какая. Шикардосина просто. Здравствуйте. У вас пуговицы еле держит ваш энтузиазм.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
Угу. А потом объясни, как ты показалась. И вообще, что происходит, и что за океанида. И когда мне будут доступны ежедневки.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe...
Sorry, did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the
У них серийники стерли, они нелегалы. Ой, блин, как же все запутано.
Wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league then?
Yes. Be careful and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating, no... Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarant.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon.
До свидания. Увидимся в предстоящих баннерах.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with...
I know, I just... She's...
Ля. Можно тебя выйдет? Что произошло? А, так это за нами пришли. О, так ты у нас теперь боец.
Come now. Forget all that polite talk. As such, we're still partners.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Да, ты тоже за нами следила?
You're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Нас пытались растворить.
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty?
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
А вот с этого момента поподробнее. Мне желательно 70 круток наличными. Да, к счастью, Пайман, мы с тобой не из Фонтейна. Кстати, откуда ты, Пайман? Кто ты такая, блин?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger. And
What? Why would they go after us too?
well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Да, со мной разговаривал Фонтан.
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too.
За день 10 накопить успела, красава вообще. У меня пока только на деда 70 заготовлено, но я думаю, гораздо больше будет. Потому что сейчас как раз через 5 часов вроде будет новые баннеры, там вот эти плюс ивентики, плюс вот эти штучки. Короче, можно накопить и под конец просто баннера как шлепнуть, и будет у меня дед C2, и просто я буду королем кооператива.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be
У меня
honest.
новая информация.
While you were out cold?
Да,
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
Вашер.
Oh, that is important.
Да, Вашер же один на весь Тайват просто. Уже через 2 часа вторая половина баннера.
That name doesn't... Since you saw that
Ну,
young
тем
woman,
более.
but you never gave testimony or any... Yes, thank you.
Не, вроде как больше. Я когда заходил, было 5.
Well, you did say that. And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite...
You talk too much. Well, in
Понятно,
that case,
Нави
let's
это,
head back to one
короче,
of our bases, shall
как
we?
Ноэль
I'll
будет.
arrange accommodations
Она,
for you.
она Гео, она с большим
We
двуруком.
also have some plans to go over.
Don't worry, you two. With
Так, Достижушки. Достиженьки. Через 8 часов вообще, даже не через 5 и не через 2, через 8 часов будут новые баннеры. О, кстати, специально для тебя одна крутка. Она ничего не повлияет и ничего мне там не выпадет. Просто подкрутить. Ура! Зато теперь я могу еще одну судьбу купить. А расчетливость просто невероятная. Итого уже 71. Так. О чем это я? Деду нужна конста. Так, отправляйтесь на базу спина. Опять, блин, ехать туда. Почему не дубина переговоров выпала, не знаю. Рандом он такой. Могло выпасть что угодно. Так. Ага, понятно. Мне не дали поменять отряд немножко. Да, давайте. Да ты в очках ночью ничего не видишь. Спасибо, Малюш. Малюш. Отлично. Так. Мне все-таки для исследования мира и для передвижения в сюжете вместо казака лучше, конечно, мою любимую Сайку. Отлично. Кстати, насчет Сайки. У нее что с оружием? Ага, понятно. А у казака что с оружием? Казаку нужнее. Ага, понятно. Замечательно, превосходно. С артефактами тоже трындец. Уи. Пускайте меня в свои спины де розу. Где? Вон там? Почему мы в какую-то канализацию спускаемся? На баннере осталось 55? Ну, наверное, потому что, да, на Азии. Так, а что я хотел, кстати? А, точно, я хотел, знаете что? Я хотел... Этот самый... Ник своего друга посмотреть. Так, во-первых... Мне нужен икар. Так, чисто для этого самого... Для артов. Наша несравненная Кристинка. Мангрелла я знаю. Где? Где Андрейка? Люся, Яршар, Хам, Камил. О. Что столько всяких непонятных людей у меня. Так, все, никто ничего не видел. Я просто хочу сравнить артефакты у всех по рейтингу. Тараран. Добро пожаловать в водопроводные системы Фонтейна. Все, начался биошок просто. А, я мог бы просто сразу сюда переместиться, да и все, да? А, вот это спина де роза, да? Ага, нет, меня ничего не интересует. Хотя не, меня интересует, как ты с такой влажности с книгами живешь. Блин, кофе кончился. Какое разочарование.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering.
Seems like it's tough to... Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to...
No. I'll explain it myself. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful.
И музыка заиграла.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was dueled, but strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be 3 years later, how could he protect his honor if he's dead?
Довольно странно.
The closest piece of info I have.
So that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. However, I believe that I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died, and now here I am.
Что, блин, за чернуха пошла? Мать умерла, природа. Отца убили на дуэли. Я играю в веселую анимешную игру. Почему в фонтане мертвые люди? Что происходит? Ради семьи.
Demoiselle, please.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident. Hence our...
Wait, if Callus was such a good man...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of... People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf.
But how could... never mind.
There is one other thing.
Oh, her?
Ммм.
Then, yeah. That's not the sort of...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis...
Не, ну некоторые
on the
сюжетки,
honorable
синематики действительно как бы хорошие, такие нормальные, но что-то они в этом стиле аниме, конечно, накручивают всякие такие грустные штуки, и ты такой... Потом идешь выбивать примагемы. Да все в порядке, все, хорош трепаться, пошли вовнутрь.
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Отлично. Замечательно, здравствуйте. Гео Архонт. Отдохнуть. Ночь прошла мирно под защитой спины Берозы. Все, выспались.
Someone slept so well, huh? Navia? Where did...
I sent them back to Pуассон. It's Spina de Rosula's place of
Пуассон.
origin, and where we have our headquarters.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your bed, but never mind that.
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence?
Guess...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle.
Does...
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find, and that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Nivilet. If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently.
So Nivilet maintains an archive of case files? In that case, let's go talk to him.
No, it's nothing.
Она сейчас по дороге упадет, она как Лайла будет просто. Так, о, достижение. Отлично. Еще одно достижение, еще одни 5 примагемов, еще ближе я к консте деда. Так, погнали. Все, вперед! Открывайте ворота. Я захожу за своим сюжетом. Свою одежду споткнется. Да тут любой может вообще зацепиться, споткнуться. Чтобы я слышал какую-то коротышку, ну, в принципе, это каждый день делаю. Да, прямо охраняется, прям сверхохрана.
I don't care who you are or who you might be related to.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep, yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're...
No. What I meant...
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
You were here today to report and archive some info.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. All right then, I'll let you through.
Шикарная охрана просто такой. Я читала о вас в газете, поэтому проходите.
Thanks so much.
Самая шикарная на свете охрана просто. Здравствуйте. 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 А к тебе нельзя запрыгнуть, нет? Трындец, как она за этой стойкой вообще стоит? Ну, посмотрите, ну это серьезно, что ли? Ладно, пошли в кабинет. Сейчас постучим в кабинет! Я вхожу! Я на всякий случай щит поставил. Давай, здорово, Нивилет. И столб стоит в коридоре.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Вашер. He may have been an eye...
Ah, I see. In that case...
Да, давай, пересмотри целую гору материалов.
Who knew that Nivilет would be so easy to talk?
Неловкое молчание.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Вашер has been involved in any case. There are no records of him either in the files.
Ну, зашибись просто.
What if it was really just...
Is that so?
Тебе не кажется, актер озвучки один и тот же.
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Nivilет? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice.
Ля, у него какие подкрадули вообще, какие каблучки.
You only said those things because...
Это гидродед.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, you even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared... If you truly regret my father's death, why didn't you give me the
Всё,
power to
трындец,
stop
опять
him
все
from
плачут.
throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Despised and hated by all.
Сиджай, слезы полились.
Everything was hanging. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Да, как-то жестко. Сейчас Нивилет расплачется еще. Охеренно просто, да?
Navia, are you okay?
В порядке. Какой нахер в порядке?
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today.
Да это Нивилет рыдает, блин, по-любому.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Он был на улице, когда это случилось?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? And then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed.
I really think I found a true genius for... Alright, let's go to Pуассон. With this new lead...
Yeah, we're gonna make progress.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
Вау, у меня выбор есть. Надо идти, естественно, надо сюжет проходить. Все. Наконец-таки. Все, вперед! Сюжетец. Сюжетный сюжетец. Все, отлично. Где я, блин? Вот он, Нивилет. Деревня Пуассон.
Whoa, what a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest.
Понятно. Замечательная идея построить корабль в пещере.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said speed. Paimon was confused why a group was... But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself...
Это даже на корабль не похоже.
Well, Пуассон is where Spinazero...
Тан-тан-тан-тан, тра-та-та-та-ра-та-тан. Здорово, детишки. Девятнадцатичасовую версию слова Пуассон в вашем исполнении? В моем? Да это чё, какой? Пуассон, Пуассон, Пуассон. Поговорите с Мелусом на корабле в Пуассоне. Та-та-ра-та-та-ра-та-та. Все на борт. Все поднимаемся на борт. Здорово, бандиты. Демозель. Здорово.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Pуассон so quickly?
Пуассон.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Pуассон. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created if you drink synth and if you were to stop as he oversaw Pуассон. My father was compelled to put a stop.
Boss's uncompromising attitude and not only that.
Yes.
Так, я половину их разговора пропустил. Чё? Пуассон.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, looking back on it though, precisely. It's up, but considering it now, it's almost certain you're right.
Jacques was an empathetic man. I think this third on that note, however, our opponent is insidious and cruel.
Опять печальная музыка, там кто-то сзади на рояле сидит такой.
Even though Spina de Rosula is, there is no need to follow your father's.
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful, did he think I'd just accept his... I've never accepted that. I want to find out the real answer.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act.
So you do know something else, Melus?
Yes, I do. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the...
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness.
Блин, у него еще и заболевание было. Да вы издеваетесь, что ли? Куда еще больше-то нагонять тоски?
5 years was nowhere near enough time. Knowing all of this, but as long as you remain safe, if something were to happen to...
Right. So nobody...
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked.
No. I don't believe it. He never appeared...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful.
So he chose to die inside...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
No. He might have set up everything precise. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true.
Хватит реветь уже, все. Давайте уже действовать. Ежедневки делать в фонтейне.
Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location when he was threatening the enemy, but if you want to use it against the...
Why? If we know where the place...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious... There's no telling what might... But a single visit to their headquarters... The worst case would be that we...
Then, in that case, why not...
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case.
Huh. That's true. But things are different now.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought in...
I am the butler, after all.
Это Альфред, а не Милус.
I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk.
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. When I announced orders to the organizations, if the vendors didn't, after several rounds, the first is Florent, Spina de Rasula's senior advisor.
Huh?
Yes, surprising it thanks to his position with... There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild. In the beginning, they...
So...
Yes, it's...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information. Although the guards... Since Thierry is always in the know about...
I see. To think that...
If you want to...
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, proving Boss's in it. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter would... If it might help, you could also...
Oh, thank you so much, Malus.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Наконец-таки можете положиться на меня. За примагемы за любую фигню возьмусь. Ура! Привет, Котя. Так, куда нам идти? 64 метра далеко. Жак-Анри, Жакар.
It is settled then.
Thank you for arranging.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Oh. Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
Лучше не будем ей мешать, пусть сами разберутся, а мы будем стоять в стороне и ни хера не делать. А примагемы будут сами сыпаться нам в карман.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time.
Ah, if it's about that.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. I know only the...
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment. On the matter regarding my husband...
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he tried to be as careful as he could.
They found out...
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did...
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized...
Неужели?
I don't know that for sure, but... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis, even if he fired the shot that...
But Mama, why is Papa always wanted...
Well, things aren't all...
Yeah,
then you should hold on, regardless of whether he
Так. Ага.
left you a
Понятно. Все
Thank
понятно,
you.
все понятно. Спасибо. Thank you.
Even though
Thank you
your
very much.
personality is quite different from your
Наконец-таки она
father's,
улыбается, а не
your
ревет.
determination when you speak is...
You really think that's
Так, отлично. Показания семьи Жака есть. Почему вокруг меня постоянно коты ходят?
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
Парам-пам-парам.
should be nearby, and we should be able to
Пам-пам. Здорово.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance?
I'm sure you've heard about
Yeah, I've heard.
it also. After my partner, can you do me
Так,
a favor?
давайте побыстрее с ним разберемся.
My first react, but when I got...
So you also
Indeed. Reason being, but according to... About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there...
At least from our perspective, the gun he was holding probably belonged to
У
Jacques.
них еще и пистолеты
Or a
есть.
Yeah, that makes a... But hold on.
Пистолеты, винтовки, все что угодно. В Манштате до сих пор с мечами и палками сражаются.
Did he lose all faith in...
About the
Алкоголики.
I understand. And if I may just... Many people have laughed at me for still calling it, but it was Mr. Callus's trust that no matter what...
Don't worry. You and all.
Отлично. Спина де Расула. Так, идем жандарма искать. Угу. Здорово. Я тебя еле нашел.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh,
Oh, so
oh, okay.
are
О-хо-хо.
you sure there is a...
I mean, Callus did a it would be next to him. And
Ah, yes. What happened at the...
if you want to go through,
That'd be much...
of course. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, so... if you, hypothetically...
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to make unreasonable demand, removing a cereal nut, so I can promise you, they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Опять они пальцем тыкают во всех.
Jokes aside, I'll be staying in the city.
Да это по-любому он. Чего вы его исключаете? Тиери, это все ты. Ты, блин, виноват во всем. Блин. Ладно, куда теперь? Ага. Куда теперь? Куда теперь? Катарина, ё-моё.
Astra Abyssosk. Add Astra.
А как открыть? Ладно. Ладно, я понял, она мне не ответит нифига. Когда можно будет у нее ежедневки выполнять. Что уже произошло? Да ничего, сюжетный сюжет. Бегаю и всех опрашиваю просто. Опа, 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 здравствуйте. Что у тебя есть? О, у тебя есть фонта, перец, лук и всякое. И забродивший сок. Зашибись. Забродившего сока мне, пожалуйста, побольше. Это по-любому надо.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Sure.
Итак, Марсель появляется.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young.
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to talk.
Yes,
Oh!
that's right. I also witnessed your mark to beat the Hydro Archon at her own game.
Oh,
Apologies.
Так, очень интересно, очень интересно.
Uncle Marcel.
Yes.
Exactly. I still don't have much.
Oh.
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamax. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial. If not for the vigilance of my...
oh, you're giving us...
Alas. But rest assured, Navia. Poisson, if anyone dare...
Thank
Пуассон.
you, Uncle Mars. Do you have any new thoughts?
The contrary... then I
Так,
heard
очень
this-
интересно, очень
it's a-
интересно.
Sounds good. All my wealth come...
Часы, что ли, звонят? А, это вот эта штука крутится просто. Я думаю, что за звук такой, блин, неприятный. Так, систематизируйте улики. Ну, давайте систематизируем улики. Почему мы это на месте не можем сделать, правда?
We've talked to all three.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Но что-то не сходится.
Anyway.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right.
According to Jacques'
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Жак стрелял первым. Не, Хан стрелял первым.
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. Besides Jacques, it's obvious that
Do you think...
Given everything that... But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned garden eggs?
Какие кадры интересные. Да это Тьерри по-любому был.
But I didn't feel...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out.
Кто же это был? Моя первая догадка, это был Марсель.
Uncle Marcel, and with funds from... Still... Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his...
Ладно, моя следующая первая попытка, это был Флорен.
But...
So you're saying he's...
Exactly. He can't. Who could it be?
Я думаю. Отлично, так. Все, поехал Элей Нуар у нас. Нет. Отлично.
You know, if you think everything...
Could we be missing...
The suspect is... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. We need far more...
Navia, here you are.
О, Тьерри, я так и знал, что это ты. Ты виноват, посадить тебя в тюрьму.
Aren't you the...
Yeah.
Wasn't that place built specifically for...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Опа. Тортик.
What? Is that someone you know?
Естественно, он у меня давно на запасных скамейках сидит.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit.
Wait, how?
That's what I thought was strange about it. So if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the...
Right. Because they'll think they've...
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder than to...
Предлагаю разделиться.
Split up? What do you mean?
Я уверен в своих способностях. Погнали.
Since this is a trial, you're right. This I won't have any chance of making that.
Блин, а как Торт попался вообще на эту фигню? Почему его упекли в суд?
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Malou, Silver. When did...
Да следят они за тобой, ё-моё. Все, отлично, замечательно. Идем спасать Торта? Опа. Так, ладно, я не могу пройти мимо этого. Ой-ой-ой. Ой, птичка, прости. Так, и чё? Я их активировал, дальше чё? О, бабочка. А, вот он сундук, отлично. Замечательно, превосходно.
What's in here? Maybe a growth serum?
Ой-ой-ой, сколько у вас тут. Так, ладно, я понял, все, это в следующий раз. Уже целый час сижу с этим сюжетом. Так, ну я направился к месту, я здесь.
According to Melusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Погнали. Уи. Отлично. Так, это я уже проходил, не надо мне тут стюхивать это. Опа. Окул. Это мне, да, я вижу.
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
Ты себя под водой нормально чувствуешь?
You're right. Navia's
Тем временем в оперном театре. Оперный театр.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearance?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointment.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student.
Это такой, блин, любого просто такой. Давай подеремся, давай подеремся.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
That case had nothing to do with him. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings, but that was an exception rather than standard court.
Oh, please. We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Все, вали, Торт.
Now then, Miss Navia.
That person...
А, это я должен решать. Она же вроде пришла в суд, а не я. Я вообще под водой. Так, это Тиери, все, ничего не знаю. Да в смысле, блин, не Тиери? Ну ё-моё, ну ладно, Марсель.
Marcel, the head of confrérie of Cabriere. Huh? What confrérie?
I've heard of them, but...
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Да, мясо.
And if the charge fails to...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your place at members of the guards. Mr. Marcel, you will not...
Apologies, sir. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding.
Very well.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, only through elucidating.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed... Come on. If that's enough to make...
I think there's no point in getting into the
Exactly correct, Your Honor.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Зашибись. Опять, блин, это супер судебная невероятная система. Ну, Нивилет против Навии.
On the day of the murder, during the banquet, when the guests arrived at the scene, the guards' investigation, the suspect did not dispute. Callis was defeated by... These are the known facts.
Отлично. Так, давайте опровергать. Нет?
After that,
Они думали, что мне в первый раз это прям понравилось, поэтому я такой, надо еще раз провести. Поэтому будем подбирать. Так, отлично. Так, во, так. Он превратился в воду, нет? Так, сейчас я отгадаю. С первого раза просто все отгадаю. Он здесь превратился в воду, отлично. Отлично. Превосходно. Невероятная система правосудия просто. Вау, опровергнута. Попущена.
What happened? Wait, you're...
What a great theory.
Mr. Marcel.
But I...
Then, may I ask, one, do you have the...
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Слышь, завались. Суд идет.
But I know we should be able to, considering this.
That makes sense to me.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging.
Да, в реальности так не работает вообще-то, что приходит такой: снимите с него показания, я знаю главного, прерывайте все свои дурацкие разбирательства. И почему они так далеко друг от друга стоят? Они не слышат друг друга. Бесполезная гидробогиня. Что-то мне это напоминает.
The dissolving power. My father could have exposed it for all to... At that time, what was certain, however...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had all...
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out... Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter. But what good would that do? How can a hollow had this opera house? But by staying silent, I was able to become Spina di Rosula. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will...
So, you mean to say...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent.
Опа.
I don't need your apology, but since he entrusted...
so... During...
Yes, as a champion duelist, I've fought many battles, and taken a countless in my line of work. Just one look and I can tell if I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr.
Since that's your testimony,
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between...
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are in my father's case.
Они просто стоят в театре и друг на друга орут. И там зрители такие: чё они говорят, где?
At the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of it. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended...
So that's why you suspected me. I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points, one. On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing?
Don't know what you can say to that.
I know that even with that, alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt? But if I were to dismiss this completely, do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna...
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap. In addition, I left, but the
Он просто сыпет фактами.
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? You can also take a look at my border entry records. Or ask my friend, could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got the... At this rate, Navia will be convicted for false...
I think you've done a superb job of... But aren't you going against all of his wishes? He wished for you to become more rational, collected. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between me and the people whose families were destroyed by many people's images. And whose image do you see? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I've merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say.
Незадолго до этого... О, незадолго до этого... Я не понял, блин, а где... Там был Окул. Так, который там час? Уже скоро надо заканчивать. Так что давайте быстрее. Что это такое? А, это врата возрождения. Вы имеете в виду то, что мне потребуется очень хороший отряд? Ну, хорошо. Давайте тогда его и возьмем. Мой морозный отряд.
One with nature.
Hold the line.
Take flight. Fallen leaves adorn my night.
You can't run. Yeah.
Та-ра-та-тан, та-ра-та-та-ра-тан. Так, я запустил эту штуку.
The floor is going up. Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Пара-па-пам, сундук мой, та-та-та-та-там.
Let's move out.
О, все, это теперь настоящий биошок начался.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Где же спрятанный механизм? Вот он. Здорово. Бам, просто разнесли все. А вот и механизм. Все, миксер включился.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Ну так еще надо, значит, включить. Господи, что ты ноешь? О, здорово, пацаны, вы охраняете сундук, а он мне как раз нужен, прикиньте.
Punishment. Whirling snow. Judgment.
Та-дам. Тан-тан-та-дам, тан-тан-та-дам, та-дам.
My apologies.
Опа, сундучок. Сундучелус. Так, наполняем эту ерунду. Все, еще больше воды. Вау. Вау, 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 вау.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Так, вперед. Мы попали в биошок. Поэтому вперед. О, врата возрождения активированы не просто так. Ага. Красиво, красиво.
Let's move out.
Здорово, болванчики. Чё, как дела? Понятно все с вами.
Allow me.
На, замерзните.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Billowing surge! You can't run!
Отлично, замечательно, превосходно. Мне сундук за это будет? Вы меня обманули. Мне за каждую штуку должен быть сундук. Ага. А теперь мы в пещерах. Шикарно, великолепно, замечательно. Да. Срочно нужно найти улики. Улики! Ты улика. Это все от девушек, есть здесь имя. Ужас какой. Что за жесть пошла? Да. Еще одна улика. Замечательно, больше улик. Да, это должно быть вода. А если я туда прыгну, будет что-нибудь? Нет? А я туда просто прыгнуть не могу. Жалко, жалко, жалко. Так, что тут еще у нас есть? Тише, Пайман, успокойся, мы в детской игре. Всего лишь девушек растворяют. Вашер. Он исследователь. Записывай, записывай, Пайман. Тут еще одна улика. Бутылки. Да. Так, еще нужно на улики найти. Но я же вроде все отыскал уже. Здесь больше ничего не заслуживает внимания. Здесь тоже ничего не заслуживает внимания. Через некоторое время. А где же мои Санеки?
Really? What Paimon see?
О, книжка.
Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then... Aw. It's just a normal diary.
Ага, зашибись. Это очень помогло.
The final? Marcel. Wait, but... Marcel's pretty old.
Ладно, я все понял. Валим отсюда. Я тоже ничего не понял, поэтому все. Мы спешим в ёперный театр. А, именно в этот момент я пришел. Да плевать на твой суд вообще. Ты не утверждаешь, что не знаешь имя Вашера. Во. Держи книжку.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
О, трындец!
We've investigated your lair after your lover, Vinier, who even created...
So that's it. And with that, this information... Well, you fixated your gaze, so you...
You also never understood.
For our determination to...
You're determined.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to...
Do you think... Pay attention to you. What for? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, they said there's no way. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate Vinier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, but I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't, I did all of that. And I spent my entire life living on pins and needles.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress.
Don't touch me. Don't anybody come near me. Vinier. Vinier, please, Vinier.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after...
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards.
Все, выкладывай всю ерунду и валим отсюда.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover. During an underwater expedition, Vinier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea. It was dissolved in front of... Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research. To cover his tracks, he invented the new... During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his... After exchanging blows, although the assassination did not go, and just recently, Vache attempted... However, his attempt to frame Linny failed. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the...
Ура! Аплодисменты! Все прям хлопают невероятно.
The oratrice will now deliver...
Все, вставляем билетик.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique, guilty.
Guards, take Vache away.
Good. It's what he...
With that...
We really just witnessed history.
Yippee! We have not... He's hurt so many innocent... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absent.
A day our late boss...
Yeah.
Все, наконец-таки все
Well,
закончилось.
now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, passed wrong. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Опа.
What now?
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't...
Please respect the laws of Fontaine.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need...
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was... The guilty party has been identified. We now turn to the oratrice mécanique d'analyse... According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse... Guilty.
Виновен? Чё за механизм, блин?
Hey! That's not funny. What's with this verdict?
Huh? This has never happened before.
I mean, have you ever heard of it?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances?
Так, что-то тут не так, что-то тут мутится не то.
Oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinal is... By guards, please take the suspect into custody.
Я думаю, вы не возьмете Тарталью. Торт не позволит себя просто так схватить. О, вот оно.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Ля, Торт разжигает! О-о-о! Босс понедельника! Дай ему силу! Трындец, что происходит? Вырубили Тортика! О, понятно. Нивилет уже готов в каждый понедельник ему втюхивать. Эх, пропустили такое грандиозное превращение.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Тогда остается спросить только Фонта.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know what...
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable? My dearest citizens, did you really think... Don't tell me. You thought even I had...
But the way she looked just now...
However, given the state of things, and... of course, for every... If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial... Everything he's done, all shall be revealed in time. Now, having said that...
So she chose to make her escape after all.
So you're saying we...
She probably just put on that performance. However, please be assured...
Alright. After all...
Да, конечно, жесть. Все, покиньте ёперный театр. Покидаем этот театр. Надеюсь, что все-таки нас отправят в другое место. Ну, скажут по маркеру идти, а не просто... Да блин. Я из этого сюжета, походу, никогда сегодня не выйду. Надо уже выходить, уже 12 часов. В смысле, охерел, что ли? Пошел нахер. А, его. Чё?
Stop resisting arrest! No, wait! I just want to ask the traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Давай, спрашивай.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Вашер? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up.
Я встретил ее.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? The Fountain of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance to talk to her.
What? Give an inch and you want to take...
This request is...
Of course!
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live? Very well.
Your Honor, I fear...
I will go with him.
Thank you.
Спасибо. Так, все, можно мне выйти наконец-таки, чтобы сюжет прервать на какое-то время? Да? Все, наконец-таки. Итак, продолжение этой невероятной истории мы узнаем в следующий раз. А на этот раз до свидания. Всем хорошего дня, хорошего настроения. Все равно никто не смотрит. Уже 1,5 часа, блин, сижу, трындец. Ладно, все, короче, всем до свидос. В следующий раз какой-нибудь